SMT Nation, we back. In this video, we cover essentially everything we learned about the T-Mobile and Starlink plans to quote-unquote increase connectivity. Let me get to all the details. We did get a lot of interesting tidbits. I'll cover it all in this video, and if I could find a link to an article, I'll go ahead and post it, and I'll also link the video for where it was shown on the CNET video that I watched. Okay, so what we have is a technology alliance between T-Mobile and SpaceX's Starlink service, a technology alliance for no more dead zones. This is going to be a technology. This will be a feature. It's nothing that's ready for launch right now, but just based on the language and kind of like the wordplay that we got from CEO and president of the company of T-Mobile, Mike Sievert, and as well as you know Elon Musk here of Starlink and SpaceX. Spring of 2023 gives you the time frame. So they'll be attacking hard to reach places. They mentioned things like where they raise bison, the Everglades, places in the natural world, and you still need a signal and you need emergency communication. So Mike Sievert came on at the Starbase facility, second component of what they call the coverage beyond, apparently, where they did the inclusion of 220 plus countries of international connectivity when you travel abroad, and they give you that in-flight Wi-Fi, those features, those uncarrier features they did at the last announcement. But they're calling this coverage above and beyond, solving the biggest pain point for the mobile industry since its existence. This is what they're saying will be the end of the mobile dead zones. Places with no cellular coverage, places where first responders, rural Americans don't have any connectivity. And Elon Musk specifically said things like, this is going to save lives, right, according to him. So next year, in 2023, you'll be able to connect your device to SpaceX's Starlink satellites. The band and the spectrum support is currently enabled on modern phones, and it'll essentially be like a messaging MMS type of service and support. They will be looking to bring, voice and possibly some data, uh, extended ocean coverage, international coverage. They did invite the opportunities for reciprocal roaming partners with other carriers across the globe, which is kind of interesting. It looks like it's going to be a partnership opportunity for SpaceX Starlink as well as other carriers. So in terms of the plans from T-Mobile that will be supporting this, Mike Sievert was quoted as saying most popular plans, which to me, they'll just include it in like the Magenta branded plans that are like Magenta and then like Magenta MAX. I would, however, implore you, temper your expectations here. Do not expect much throughput. Uh, expect some hiccups and some road bumps along the way in the development of these technologies, but they are looking for partners to improve the service. Some of the quotes from Mike Sievert, including, our spectrum will be used in the service. Sievert indicates that carriers, what they're going to do is they're going to bring dedicated spectrum to the table, offer that dedicated bandwidth from the carrier, and then SpaceX or Starlink becomes kind of like the network facilities provider. T-Mobile will partner with messaging applications and companies to coordinate functionality and support on messaging apps and such. This will not replace international calling and international data plans, folks. This is not that kind of service. This is a dedicated 2 to 4 megabits per second connection on an entire cell. So to give you like a comparison, this is like you connecting to a cell tower that only has 2 to 4 megabits per second. So it is for extremely basic coverage needs to non-coverage areas. It's more about the emergency application, folks, and primarily it'll be for messaging. I think a lot of people probably have a lot of uh, ideas. They're going to conjure up things in their mind that this is going to be the most ultimate connectivity for a phone. It is simply not going to be that. This is an inferior technology that is going to be used on an as-needed basis in the worst of times. When you think about the technological aspects of this, you're going to have enormous, large, extensive antennas on satellites. Those satellites will need to be launched with dedicated phase array antennas. This stuff is going to be tough to do. Two-way communications are already tough enough as it is when looking at satellite communications. Especially when you're going from like your handheld mobile handset going back to a satellite. uplink power and things come to mind. It should work, like just based on, the small needs that it requires. It should work, on devices, whether you're holding your device, it's anchored to something, or it's in your pocket. But the technical aspects, when you think about the hardware, the dedicated antennas, the satellites are still going to have, like, I don't know if they use KU or KA, I forget what Starlink uses, but you're still going to have a lot of gear on these satellites already. You're going to be adding enormous gear additionally to the to the cell that is on the satellite. So this is, in my opinion, a technological nightmare. Innovative, absolutely, but I do have major concerns when it comes to the logistics of the gear and the hardware. And again, I implore you, this is not a replacement for your current terrestrial cellular networking. This is not going to be better than anything that is here on the planet. This is not going to replace any ground based stations. This is just not going to do that. This is innovative. This is unique. This is the future of emergency connectivity. I love it. But this is not going to replace any type of traditional cellular plan. It is not built to do that. It is not designed to do that. It will probably never do that. All right. But very, very cool. So comment down below what you guys think about all this. The picture taken here was of the leaders of the two respective companies discussing what they were doing. And we should have more details on this probably when it's ready. But, you're probably not going to expect too much from this the rest of the year. Maybe in like the end of Q1 next year, we'll start to hear certain rumblings about the launch of the service. But I will tell you guys, um, Starlink has been an absolute disappointment. They have not been able to truly fulfill their orders. They've had issues with supply. They have not been able to meet the demand. Um, and you just got to temper your expectations. You got to pump your brakes. Do not have high expectations for this. Be patient. Wait. To see this type of thing develop takes time, and I'm optimistic. I'm just as optimistic as the next person, but I'm going to be realistic as well. And this is not going to be changing anyone's life this year. It could be a difference maker in certain situations in the future. So it's exciting. So I do respect it. I do appreciate the innovation. This is very cool, but just, you know, pump the brakes. Proper framing is important in this. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment down below your thoughts on all this. You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard. Like, share, subscribe for more. Turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload. Links in the description for my Twitter, my Gmail address for business inquiries only, and my Patreon page if you want to support us and get early access to content and exclusive videos not found anywhere else. And watch some other videos here at the end. It's got some cards. Stick around, watch some more videos from the channel. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Peace.